And we're back. All flash.
No substance.
And today's top 5 is going to be the top 5 shows you need to catch on Netflix. Now, Netflix has been the home of a lot of TV shows, whether it's been Netflix original shows or stuff that used to be on network television that is now migrated over to Netflix streaming service. I guess that's how we're going to say it. And we want to give you our top 5 favorite ones that you should actually at least go check out if you haven't seen it by this point now. So, as always, we're going to start to the right. Art, go first.
All right.
The other right.
So, the other right. Okay. Okay, so my number 5.
Number
5. I'm probably going to get some crap for this, but I'm going to go with House of Cards.
Please defend that. Well, look,
I'm not defending Kevin Spacey. Here's the deal. I'm not defending Kevin Spacey. You cannot dislike a movie because of what a character, or excuse me, what the person who the actor did.
Okay, that's right. We can't trash the show when the show was like 5 seasons long.
Yeah.
And it's like people love this show.
Yeah, they canceled the show because of him being a moron.
You know, it's funny. The best comment that came out of it is like, if they had been able, if this had not come out like till 6 months later, we would have got our final season of House of Cards. If you could have just waited like 6 more months, we could have got our final season of House of Cards.
Yeah.
All right. So
if he would have waited till that 14-year-old boy was 15. No.
Whoa.
No, I'm not defending him nor his actions. He's just but the show was good.
The show was good.
If you haven't watched it, watch it. I mean, you're not giving money to him. Netflix already severed all ties with him.
Exactly.
They want nothing to do with him.
If you can still enjoy the Cosby Show, you can still watch House of Cards.
Dang. Good point.
I said it.
The black man said it.
Number 4.
Number 4. Peaky Blinders.
I've never seen that show.
Oh my God, you should see it.
All right.
Look, good Irish mobster. No, it's just a mob movie. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're used to seeing the Italian mobs. Then we have some other ones about different cartels or whatever. But Peaky Blinders, different era, gives you a good feel.
Okay.
Something different. Okay.
I might take it out. I like mob style stuff, so I definitely want to check that out. Number 3.
Number 3 is one of my favorites that I'm binging on right now. Is Black Mirror.
You in the 90s or the 90s, the 2010s. Wait, what do you mean? 2018s. The millennial Twilight Zone. There you go. That's what it's.
Yes. The first episode, right? It changes episodes every different story every episode. Mm-hmm. But the first story, I was like, I'm not gonna see this because I'm just gonna tell you what it is.
Right.
The guy's supposed to have sex with a pig.
What?
The prime minister is supposed to have sex with on national save the one of the princes of England, her life. Anyway, get past it.
Where does the pig come in?
You have to see it. There's a lot of twists. Every episode has great twists.
The pig.
No, it's not. But then there's other great episodes. It really captures about how we are with our technology, what we do, and how things could be slightly different in the future.
I'm aware of the show. I just have not sat down to see it. And your top 5 list is probably going to be a bunch of stuff that I have to see now.
Yeah. Well, I can guarantee you that the next 2 you're probably going to see. Right, so you've already seen.
Number 2.
Number 2 is not a Netflix original, but all the seasons are on there. And if you've yet to see Sons of Anarchy, watch it.
I saw the end.
Okay. This show was great. I mean, this show really, at first I was like, really, why do I want to watch a TV show about bikers? Right. But it drew you in. It drew you in. And
episodes I did see from Netflix that tried to watch it, and I was watching other people watch it, and they were really into it, and they really pushed the boundary of a show that wasn't supposed to be like an actual like rated R show. They pushed some boundaries, and they did a bunch of stuff on there. I was like, wow, this is an actual TV show. Unfortunately, I spoiled it for myself because I walked in and I actually watched like the last 3 episodes of the show, and I was like, I guess I'm not watching this.
No, you still watch it. You can see how the characters evolved and how all their decisions come back to haunt them. Similar to like, remember the movie, the show The Shield a long time ago?
Oh yeah. With the Thing.
But But this is another show that you really should watch. This is out there. A lot of people didn't get to see it because perhaps they just never really got into.
It was this a A&E show or something?
No, this was like on, I don't know, Fox.
Was it a Fox show
or something? Who knows?
It's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix.
Right. Binge watching on Netflix. Number 1.
My number 1. I'm gonna go with Narcos.
Really? I just started watching that. I'm like episode 4 into it. It's really interesting to me. What do you like about it?
What I liked is about the violence. It's action. It's got plenty of action. If you want to see action, it's got a good storyline. The build-up. At first, when I heard about the show, I was like, how are they going to be going from English to Spanish to English to Spanish? If you're, I happen to be fortunate enough to be bilingual, so I speak both languages fluently. So
I don't know about English, but
but in this show, they did such a great way. Even the subtitles didn't affect the movie or the show, I should say, as much as you would. Sometimes you're watching a show and too many subtitles.
Yeah.
It goes too fast, so the dialogue is either really slow or they speed it up and you can't keep up with the subtitles. This show really did a great job of having a narrator
people who can't read.
Yeah. No, but they threw English. They would go in and back and forth in English.
Okay.
So it was great.
All right, well, that's a good top 5 list. Like I said, your list is going to give me a lot of stuff to watch. Like I said, I'm already on board with Narcos, but like the Black Mirror and the Peaky thing that you were talking about.
Peaky Blinders.
Yeah, I'm probably not going to watch that.
No, you're trust me, you're missing out if you don't watch that.
All right, so that brings up my top 5 list. I don't want to do the easy stuff and say Walking Dead because actually I binge watched Walking Dead on.
That's the only way he's watched Walking Dead.
Really, I didn't watch it on AMC. It's like I watched the last season on AMC, but all the other ones I watched on Netflix. So I guess if you want to put that on there, that'll be my first honorable mention. But my number 5, I'm gonna go Master of None.
Okay.
Yeah, Master of None is actually a really good look at one, it being single, and also two, it looking at the dating life of a season. It's funny, and like every episode, even though they tie a little bit to the previous episode, they almost could be like their own individual episodes.
Okay.
Just like here's a snapshot of his dating life.
Yeah.
And what it's like to
sexual
be
harassment and all.
Exactly. They haven't done that episode yet, but I'm sure it's coming up. And also what it's like to be his friend. It was like it made me more respect him and like him as a comedian himself.
I've heard great things from the show. That's after I'm done with Black Mirror, that's my next one to binge watch.
And what's funny, when it first came up, I thought it was actually just like a movie that they were putting out for him, and I was like, oh wait, this is a series? And I was like, I love this. And it was just like the episodes aren't too long, and it's like you get a little snapshot of what it's like to be.
From what I've read into or read about, he has a lot of say so on what's going on with directing.
I'm sure he is. I mean, that's basically him on screen. It's like he's not pretending to be another character. Yeah. He's pretending. I mean, he's not pretending. He's being himself.
He's been himself
in his life.
Yeah.
Like if you would say like Jerry Seinfeld doing the Seinfeld show, it's like it was really what it was like to be him.
Yeah.
Like, obviously with some things with his
some
friends.
things would probably be embellished and changed and altered, but at the end of the day, this guy, he's really funny.
Yeah, he's really funny. Like I said, I loved him more as a character, as a comedian from there. All right, so that brings up number 4. Number 4, this actually made my list, which is surprising because this is such a new Netflix original, is Punisher. I love that show. I love the show for the violence, the gory.
Look,
accuracy to Punisher, man. The accuracy to being Punisher.
This movie or this show, I keep on saying movies. This show.
It's a 13 episode.
It's a 13 episode movie. 13 chapters.
There we go. 13 chapters.
No, I mean, if you want to see a movie that's action and has gory, I mean, it is gory. I mean, they don't hold back. They don't hold back when it comes to the violence. So blood, brain,
get his head
gray matter being splattered.
Headshots. You want to see some John Wick stuff? Watch Punisher. I love that because his character, one, I love John Bernthal, but his character got his shine in Daredevil season 2, and we got to see more in like just what Punisher could really be in this series. So I know it didn't get a lot of great reviews when it first came out, and I know people who really back this are really just fans of Punisher. But really, if you love, like a vigilante style type show, if you love the Punisher and you watch the other incarnations of Punisher, this is going to be the truest you're ever going to get out of it. Except he doesn't wear a suit all the time. All right, so that's gonna bring me on to number 3. All right, so I put this at number 3, and you guys can go ahead and put your comments now because you're not gonna agree with it, and it's gonna be Stranger Things. It's gonna be Stranger Things. Stranger Things is number 3.
It's popular for a reason.
It's popular for a reason because it's It Part 4.
Well, all ages like this show. There's not, you can go from like being a 5-6-year-old.
Yeah.
Chapter 4.
You can be a 5-6-year-old.
Because chapter 3.
A 5-year-old or a 6-year-old watching this, or you can be a 44-year-old.
Hey. Calm the age down. All right, but it is, if you're a child of the 80s and you like that, the characters themselves.
There's so many things on this show when you're watching it, and it's like, God, I remember
that. It's like, so maybe it's one of those things where like we're just living in that time frame, and that's why we really like it.
Yeah, because kids like it.
The masses, and my kids love this show. It was like they made me watch it. I was like, I didn't really care for it when it first came out because I actually said it was like, oh, this is either it or Stand By Me. I've already seen both of these, and so when they made me watch it, and I actually got into it. Season 2 kind of fell off a little bit, but season 1 is the one I'm really referencing, and that's the one you really want to watch. All right, so that's gonna bring me to number 2, and I want to see how many people back me with this number 2, because I'm gonna say g.l.o.w.
Really?
I think g.l.o.w. is amazing. That show is amazing. And look, I'm a fan of women's wrestling. As like I back women's wrestling wholeheartedly. If you ever watched Dropkick and the Beauty, you always will.
I remember watching g.l.o.w. when I was in the 80s.
Exactly, and it's like it's not just for masturbation. It's the show itself really tells you the story of the characters that if you're back in the 80s and you actually watch g.l.o.w, it tells you the stories of kind of behind the scenes. There's documentaries that tell the behind the scenes, but at least this gives you more of what it was like to be these characters and get this show off the ground. And that was the amazing part about it. They did great jobs in casting. They did great jobs with story.
Gorgeous ladies of wrestling.
It was a great show. It was one of those things where it's like I'm probably gonna give it an episode or 2 because I already knew the story, and I sat there and I binge watched the whole thing in like 2 days.
Would you say this show is glorious?
No, because it's a bad pun.
They're not all winners.
They're not all winners. There's a lot of them that aren't winners. That will bring us to number 1. Number 1. All right, so number 1. I feel like this is the easy one. Everybody should be able to guess this one. No. Daredevil season 1. Look, you gotta get the hallway scene, man. It was like seeing Daredevil on screen after we had to endure the Ben Affleck rendition of Daredevil. And look, all we had was Ben Affleck in the comics. And to get this interpretation of Daredevil, this basically was how we talk about with Iron Man being the flagship of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This is the flagship of the Netflix Marvel Cinematic or Marvel TV universe. And this one did it right. It did everything right. And even though the suit wasn't that great at the very end, but still telling you the man of no fears. It's like having him, whoever they got to do the stuntman was an amazing job because I know it was not the person that they cast.
Well, the
action scenes were great.
The interesting thing that he was pretty much a no-name character, a no-name actor before. I don't know what he's done after, but
he's done Daredevil season 2
and Defenders.
And Defenders. There you go. So look at his filmography is growing.
His Wikipedia is blowing up.
But the series itself was basically like set off this whole particular universe. It set up so many characters. It has its flaws. Like I said, if you're a big person with the comic books and him being blind, because I will always talk about the fact that he looks people in the eyes when he's talking and he's supposed to be blind. And that bugged the heck out of me. And the way that they showed his blindness with the depth perception thing as opposed to like the sonar that he has, those are nitpicks because the rest of the show is amazing. And the rest of the show is absolutely amazing. All the characters they introduced from the comics is great. And that's why it's my number 1.
Okay.
All right. Honorable mentions.
Honorable mentions.
Because I felt like I went on too long for Daredevil.
You did. But Daredevil was actually one of my honorable mentions.
I guess we don't have to talk about that anymore.
I will tell you why he's not on my list and why he's an honorable. Daredevil and Punisher are two. I'm a diehard fan of the Punisher. He's my all-time favorite.
I didn't wear my Punisher shirt.
But those don't appeal to most people. Those are niche, viewership. So either you're gonna love those. So that's why those two were on my honorable mentions. I still have two others as honorable mention. Well, actually three. I'm going to go with Godless, although this is still in the first season. It's a really good show. Like, what's his name from Law and Order is on here, right? The attorney. I can't remember his name.
There's a bunch of attorneys on Law and Order. The show is full of attorneys.
The oldest attorney on Law and Order?
All old.
No. Obviously, then you've never seen Law and Order.
Are we talking about Ice Cube? I mean, Ice-T.
No, they're police officers. I'm talking about the attorneys.
Obviously, I don't watch Law and Order.
Yeah, that's what I just said that before you. So anyway, great show. It's still in the first season. I haven't finished watching the all season. But if you do get a chance to watch it. Love it so far.
All right.
Okay. It's not on my top 5 because it's only one season. So I like to give whatever you can binge watch for more than one season. I think is something that you should watch. Okay. The other one, this show is freaking awesome. Honorable mention because not everybody's gonna like this is Archer. If you've yet to see Archer, watch it.
I mean, I would think that everybody's seen it on Netflix already.
Well, no, you'd be surprised.
Okay. I mean, if you haven't,
this is why.
Never seen.
Yeah.
You're wrong for not being able to see that.
So Archer, it's either gonna offend you. With the,
I like some of the jokes they run from season to season to season of what is it? Phrasing. Phrasing was my best. And it was like in the last 2 seasons, they even reference the fact that they don't do that joke anymore. It's like, are we not doing phrasing anymore?
So, Archer, watch it. Last one.
All right.
And this is so cheesy when I'm going to say this, but the first 2 episodes were really, the first 2 seasons were really good. The last 3 or the 3rd and 4th weren't that good. Orange is the New Black.
I've not gotten into that show.
It's funny.
Because when I want to see, when I want to see my women, I want to see them wrestling and tussling and flipping and stuff like that. I don't need to see them in orange jumpsuits behind bars.
Well, trust me, you won't see them a lot in orange jumpsuits.
Wait, there's actually a fetish for that, isn't it?
So that's my top 5.
All right, so
with honorable mentions.
My honorable mentions: Narcos, because of the hype that I heard from it, and the couple episodes that I have seen from it. I haven't seen it all the way through, so I can't.
Judy Montana va pagar.
He sings his praises, so I'm gonna go by that. BoJack Horseman. And our friend Allen got me into watching this show. I didn't care about it when it first came on. BoJack Horseman, you gotta
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Another adult animated show that's like you definitely have to get out and see that one. That's it, because I feel like I talked too much about Daredevil. I'm not gonna make this video go over too long.
You talk too much, period.
Well, there you go. All right, so with that being said, all right, go ahead and take us home.
All right. Hey guys, don't forget to like, comment, follow. Let us know which of your top 5. Maybe there's a show we haven't seen. There's a hidden gem in there.
Yeah.
I'd love to find out. Something that's binge worthy, in my opinion, is always something refreshing. Cold day, hot day. You're at the gym. Give you something to do.
Don't give me Castlevania because I was upset with those 4 episodes. All right,
you have poor taste, sir.
Well, look, it was okay. It wasn't great, and people kind of blew up over that show. All right, so for Mary in the back, who's playing kind of director on his phone, and Aspen, who's never here anyway, so whatever.
Has anyone even seen Aspen?
We did not see
APB on Aspen.
Was physically present last week, but actually on the show. I'm Terrence.
I'm Art.
And that was the goods.
Why is it so cold all of a sudden?
I just turned the heat back on because I turned it off.
The heat is on. That's so chill.
The heat is on. I told you to fill up your life.
I like the word.